Hello everybody and welcome back to our Celpip course. My name is Marco, and in today's 15th, our last class of the course, I will continue giving feedbacks to my students' writing and speaking homework. I think I made a pretty decent compilation and collection of my students' works where you can see good examples, bad examples, most common mistakes. Of course, I will continue giving tips, tricks, and strategies on how you can improve yourself so you can have the best possible delivery and performance at the actual test. But I have to remind you that a little bit of sacrifice is necessary from your part in order for this to work. So if you want this to work, you need to work too. All these audio files and materials that I will be using, you can find them in the folder together with this video, and there you will also find a Word document called 15th class. If you open it up, you can always know where I am at the moment, what task of the writing part or speaking part I'm referring to, so there will be no confusion. So first part of this class will be dedicated, of course, to the writing part, writing homework, and second part will, of course, be dedicated to the speaking homework. If you stick with me, by the end of this class, I will share with you one of the most important information that will be tremendously beneficial for your Celpip score. So stick with me. By the end of the class, I will share with you a secret, something really important. But with no further ado, let's start with your homework writing part. The first example is this. Reading the following information. You saw a car accident. Now you have been asked to write a report for the police describing the scene. Write an email to the police in about 150 to 200 words, and your email should do the following things. Explain when and where you saw the accident. Describe the road conditions, what you saw and how many people and vehicles were involved, and explain who you feel was responsible and why. Again, I have to remind you that the first, second, and third bullet point here will be your second, third, and fourth paragraph in the text, in the mail itself. So we can see the structure is not good here. Not only that it has 211 words, which is barely tolerable. You need to have between 150 to 200 words, of course. Not only that it has a bad word count, but it also has 4 paragraphs only where it should have 5. So let's see how this works in terms of grammar. It says here, to Toronto Police Service. So, I'm writing today. First of all, the Toronto Police Service, that's okay, but I would write something like to whom it may concern, because I don't know which officer am I talking about. Or you can write something like to Mr. Officer or whatever. Let's see let's remind ourselves what the task tells us to do. It says, write a report to the police. Yeah, I think more appropriate would be to whom it may concern. I'm writing today as a copy of the report that the police asked me in response to an accident I witnessed on Monday, March 22, 2022 at 10 a.m. at crossing the Yonge Street and McPherson Avenue. What was that? Too much information here. If you want, first of all, this is a purpose statement. So in this first paragraph, you just need to write to report the police, to report the accident. I'm writing today to report an accident. I'm writing this email to report an accident I witnessed today. That's it. That's what you should do, right? So you witness, and just one sentence doesn't even have to be long. I have to remind you guys, if you want to write, of course, first of all, this first paragraph shouldn't be too long, right? This is where you explain the reason why you're writing. So this is the purpose statement, right? Remember, purpose statement, just one sentence, never 2 or 3. And it should be like not too short, but just definitely, it should be simple. This is where you explain why you're writing. And it makes sense because if anybody reads this, picture an officer that receives like 2,000 emails per day. When he reads one email just in the first purpose statement, he can decide whether he is going to or she going to delete it or keep it or continue reading. So remember this. First paragraph, purpose statement. Second, third, and fourth paragraph should be your first, second, and third bullet point from the task, right? Remember that. So as a copy of the march. Now, what do they tell us to do? So this is, now we covered the first part. To Toronto Police Service, I would write to whom it may concern. To whom it may concern. All right, this is more appropriate. Now, explain when and where you saw an accident. As a copy of the report, as you can see in a copy, again, let me remind you, if you never want to cram too much information into one sentence, split that sentence into 2 or 3 or even 4 different sentences if you need to, as long as you keep the meaning, because it's not going to be coherent, so it's going to lose its logic. Keep it simple, all right? So now our bullet point here, it's in the first bullet point, our task, it says explain when and where you saw an accident. As you can see in a copy of the report that the police asked me to write, in response to an accident I witnessed the accident, to write the accident happened. The accident I witnessed happened. The accident I witnessed happened on Monday, March 2022 at 10 a.m. at the crossing on the Yonge Street and McPherson Avenue. Yonge should be capital letters. Yonge Street and McPherson Avenue. So you can write 8th. Yeah. So, but since you're writing to the police, you want to keep it. You want to keep all the details. All right, so that's first purpose statement, very simple. Second, you're following the first task, the first bullet point from the task, right? This is your second paragraph. Now let's continue. It says here, describe the road conditions, what you saw, and how many people and vehicles were involved. On the normal business day, traffic at the crossing was a bit more due to rush hours in the morning. I was standing at the bus stand near the crossing, waiting for my bus to get to work. Waiting to commute to work. To commute. Waiting for my bus to get to work. Basically, you're commuting. Most people don't know this verb, commuting. Commuting means getting to a job, or commuting means using tram, bus, trolley bus, whatever you're using. I remember Yonge Street was open and traffic was flowing at full speed. Traffic on McPherson Avenue was stopped by a red signal. Suddenly, a speedy red sedan from McPherson Avenue hit the black family van. The black family van hit the black family van. Yeah, it sounded like it was black family. Hit the family van of black color. I don't know what to say. I don't know how should I rephrase this. Let's keep it like this. From the Yonge Street, hit the family one from the Yonge Street right at the middle of the crossing, moving from the Yonge Street right at the middle of the crossing. This is, you need to put capital, made a sudden stop to the traffic. However, police were on the scene within freaks of seconds to handle the situation. Hopefully both cars were driven alone and no one was injured. Okay, so you describe the road conditions, which means, okay, a bit more due to rush hours. Describe the road conditions, what you saw and how many people and vehicles were involved. Black family. Police. Seconds to do. You didn't really tell me how many people were involved here. Near the commute to work, Yonge Street, traffic was stopped. Red sedan moving. However, both cars were driven alone. Okay, yeah, both cars were driven alone. This is where you said it. Explain who you feel was responsible. I believe the person driving the red sedan was at fault as he made a red signal infraction. Also, he was overspeeding. I guess he would be running late for work. I would be happy to provide with any other information, further information you might need. Sincerely, Nisarg Patel. Sincerely is not adequate for this situation because you're writing an email, formal email to the police, right? Unless the person that works in the police is your, like, I don't know, brother-in-law or someone, or your brother, then you don't write sincerely. And even if you're, listen, you're writing to a police station. So that's formal email, and in every formal email, the only adequate sign-off is best regards, or kind regards, Nisarg Patel. All right, so now it looks better. I'm going to copy this and put it in the corrections. Okay, so let's take a look at the example 2. Now, let me see, but before I continue, this one has 221 words. We definitely need to do something with the third paragraph. We need to fix it. Third paragraph is way too long, so we need to do something about it. But overall, this is good because, first of all, except for the sign-off, which is not appropriate, and except for the missing first paragraph, which should be dedicated for your intention of why do you write this mail, purpose statement. So grammar was pretty good. You didn't have any mistakes. So we can see that in terms of grammar, in terms of vocabulary, the person was pretty good. But in terms of structure and word count, task fulfillment, not the best. So you need to watch about these things. Okay, so let's take a look at next one. Example 2. It says, I think students should be involved in more than one job. Yeah, I couldn't find a task here. Probably this was something about, this task was about should students work 20 hours per week or not, as like side job while they're doing while they are in the university. I couldn't literally find the example for this one. I was Googling, I was trying to find in the materials, couldn't find it. But the only thing I can do here, instead of trying to find the task fulfillment, the only thing I could see, since this is task 2, obviously, I can pay attention to the other more important things, like structure and other things. So this one has 201 words. All right, it says, I think students should be allowed to do more than one job with no more than 20 hours per week. Even though doing one job for less than 15 hours is also fine. I think allowing students 20 hours per week will be a better option. All right, very good. So without first sentence, second sentence is enough. It covers everything. Even though I think the other option is okay, I choose my option. So even though doing one job for less than 15 hours seems reasonable, I think allowing students 20 hours per week will be a better option. Firstly, lots of students in our college want to be self-dependent on their living expenses, which I think will be solved with doing 20 hours job per week. 20 hours of job per week. Also, students will be having enough money to save for future, which is the best habit they can learn. Very good, very nice argument. So we can see explaining the reason, elaborating it further, giving the strong argument. Very nice, I like this. So in terms of structure and in terms of other tips, this is pretty good. Secondly, finding a job with less hours availability will be a problem. No place in town would accept workers with less than 15 hours, which is less than part-time job hours. So instead of workers would accept workers with less than part-time job hours, which is less. Okay, Moreover, not allowing to do no more than one job is not fair according to me. Listen, yeah, I talked to this student. According to me, is not really a good argument. I mean, according to me, I should be rich, right? I mean, so what? According to you, you need to you either give your personal experience or elaborate this more further, or maybe give a research. As we all know by the research and something like that, or cite some sort of statistic. But then again, you're not writing an academic thesis here. So, okay. Considering these reasons, I believe a 20 hours job limit per week with the privilege of multiple jobs will be the best option. I know majority of students will be agreeing with my option. Again, this is my personal option, but I will support whatever the university decides. Now, in the last one, listen. The last one shows like, well, whatever. Right? No, whatever. You have to choose option A or option B and stick to one of those options. Okay, so stick with it, and you should explain in the first paragraph what option you have what option that you chose, and you need to, in the last paragraph, you need to explain that too with the different words. So first and the last paragraphs should always sound the same, and in this first paragraph, the student kind of explained the validity and existence of the other option while choosing your option. This is what you do in 2 sentences tops. Same thing you should write in the end, and the last sentence is totally unnecessary. Okay, so it should be like this. Considering these reasons, I believe a 20-hour job limit per week with the privilege of multiple jobs will be the best option. I know a majority of students will be agreeing with my option. Unnecessary, this is your opinion, but so you need to do something like, even though doing one job seems reasonable. So considering these reasons, I believe multiple will be the best option. I know majority of students will be agreeing with my option. I know that some students might consider working for less than part-time job hours, within part-time job, because I don't want to repeat the words within part-time job hours, I know that some students might consider working within part-time job hours. However, a majority of students will be agreeing with my option. Again, this is my personal opinion, but I will support whatever the university decides. Unnecessary, and I appreciate the opportunity to give input on this matter. That's very kind of you, that's very nice, sounds pretty cool, but you have to stick to the 4 paragraphs structure. So now we have 4 paragraphs here, which I'm going to copy, put it in the correction part. Here you will find this reasonable, I misspelled it. So anyways, this is how it should look. This one now, my version, has 168 words now. Not much, but that's okay. 180 is the average that I'm looking for usually. 200 is cool. I would say that just keep it between 150 to 200. 180 is the best average. Again, you should remind yourself that the tasks should always be you should always stick to your option or opinion. Of course, you can say that, oh, I understand how other option would be cool and how other option would be understandable, but I stick to my option. You never say like, well, whatever, there are some good things about the first part, and the other option also makes some reasons. I mean, both are kind of reasonable, and no, just stick one, choose one, right? This is what the test requires you to do. All right, we have enough time for the third example. TV is a very common household item nowadays, when research has indicated that too much use of TV can lead to various health problems. Health problems. However, the current generation would put that as a second priority when they consider all the enjoyment they can get out of it. What is your take on it? Do you think TV is more of a bliss than a menace, or the other way around? Right, 150 to 200 words explaining your choice. Option A, TV is a bliss. Option B, TV is a menace. Okay, so this one is also essay. It should have 4 paragraphs. This one has 183 words. Like, perfect, yeah? But this is what I personally like. It's not like a rule. So, personally, I think spending more time by watching TV will lead to plethora of issues. I mean, this is good, but honestly, I don't know what plethora means. So sorry. So let me Google this, plethora. Probably the student is either student is amazing. It was really good. A large excessive amount of something. I never use this word. Sorry, I'm not educated in this part, so yeah. Basically, to a plethora of issues. Even though it will play a key role to improve your knowledge and give you entertainment, I believe it will give you severe health-related issues. Listen, this puts me in shame. This is such a good example that makes me want to quit and go like, no, I want to do something else. I'm not worthy. Well, this is a perfect example of how you can start simple and then complicate it a little bit further. You start from, even though the other option makes sense, I choose my option. Even though the other option may seem reasonable, I stick to my option. This is how it usually sounds, but and then you make it more complex, and then you use different kind of words so you don't repeat the words, and then you put like some connectors which are more over, furthermore, and so on and so forth. So let's see the reasoning here. Yeah, first of all, let me see the last one. Considering these reasons, very good, very nice connector. I strongly believe that spending more time with any entertainment channel will create more disadvantages than advantages. Pretty nice. But maybe I would put that first, and then the last conclusion I would make it more elaborate, just like it was the other way around. Let's see how it works like that. If it works like that, if I can make it. I'm just going to copy paste the first paragraph, put it in the end, and I'm going to use the last concluding paragraph at the beginning. So I strongly believe that spending more time with entertainment channels will create. Now again, I'm so happy when I find like an amazing work, and then just like a needle in a haystack, I found a mistake. So I'm like, yeah, I'm still a teacher. So entertainment channels will create more disadvantages than advantages. Simple as that. I would keep it this way, honestly. I think it belongs at the beginning. Considering these reasons, I usually avoid putting personally I think, because, yeah, of course, personally you think. Okay, that makes sense, but since this is your opinion, we know this is your opinion. You don't have to put like personally behind, unless it goes together with like if it sounds more natural as a natural expression. Yeah. Again, I always keep telling my students, if it doesn't sound natural to you, it's not going to sound natural to the examiner. So pay attention to those things. Okay, so considering these reasons, I think spending more time by watching TV will lead to a plethora of issues. Okay, now let's take a look at the second paragraph. Firstly, watching TV will drastically reduce your physical exercise time, and that in turn cause obesity and eye-related problems. Okay, good reason. Why should we care? As per survey, around 50% of people are facing issues with obesity, and we can see nowadays is one sentence, not 3 words. It's not one word, not 3 words. More kids are wearing spectacles due to eye-related problems. In addition, it is also spoiling the kids' valuable playtime. Because playing and spending time with family and friends is something that should come as a daily routine from childhood. Yeah, you need to put some really strong argument here. Quasi problem. As per survey. Okay, you elaborated like survey. You put survey here as an example. You can put like your personal example to elaborate your reasoning. Family, something that could come as a daily routine from childhood. That should come. Spoiling the kids' valuable. Yeah, maybe that. But your main reason here is the health, physical. The kids are not moving much, so why should I care about this? You need to provide me with a good and strong reason. This leads to obesity. This leads to various autoimmune diseases, maybe. I don't know. But you need to make me care about your. Maybe I would think that your argument is maybe not strong here, so there are some good, strong supporting points. Overall, I don't think it's going to matter much because we can see that you use a variety of very complex grammatical structures, great words, different kind of synonyms. Your phrasing of vocabulary is pretty amazing here. So, yeah, very good. Secondly, interaction between people. Yeah, but basically what I'm trying to say here is that even though you maybe are not following the typical structure, I think your overall score is going to be so good that, I mean, nobody's going to pay attention that maybe you didn't have like the strong argument in the second paragraph, really, because everything else is so great. So, no worries there. Secondly, interaction between people is also reduced. As most of our time is spending in office, also most of our time is spent in the office. In the office, and remaining time with TV and remaining time in front of TV. You're not spending time with TV, you're spending time. I mean, yeah, but in front of TV, in front of its more natural expression. We will not get enough time to talk to each other. In most of the cases, people don't know what their neighbor is. I don't also think this is a strong argument. People not knowing who their neighbor is not a problem of TV or social media or stuff. It's just a problem of big cities where, people don't care of each other, right? And TV is not making people care less about each other. I mean, as you can see in the smaller communities and smaller places, people do take care of each other, and they don't live in the buildings, and everybody has TV. All of them have TV. All of their kids have like smartphones and everything. But then again, this shows the ability that you can give the reason, elaborate your reason, and provide strong points here. So I'm going to copy this and paste it here. But I don't see any reason why. I mean, I could have. The only thing that I have changed is that I switched the first and the last paragraph, which I'm so proud of. This is how, in my opinion, should look like. But even if you kept it, the original one, it would have like a strong, very, very strong mark here. It would be pretty good. Yeah, a couple of hiccups here and there. Again, I have to remind most of my students when it comes to writing part, make sure that you don't make grammatical mistakes, your spelling mistakes. And the most common mistakes are when people don't know tenses, articles, and prepositions. Just Google it, right? Because I cannot study grammar for you. I'm going to give you tools, but you need to work with what you have. And in terms of math, I can teach you some pretty nice formulas and how you can solve formulas, but you have to know numbers, right? So just like here, I can give you some good suggestions and some advices on how you can improve yourself. But if you don't know articles and if your grammar is not amazing, then don't expect good marks. However, there is a way. Take some time. Google 10 minutes. Just Google. I mean, you have all this knowledge on the internet, so just a little bit. Refresh your brain. You already know this. And you have time, so do it. This is it. Those were 3 examples here, and this is it when it comes to writing. Now let's move to speaking part. And in terms of speaking part, here's what we are going to do. First exercise is test 2, task 2. Talk about a time when you had to suddenly change a plan. Maybe you can talk about a travel arrangement, a plan for a special event, or a job related plan. What were you originally planning? Why did you have to change it? And how did everything turn out in the end? I'm going to take my notes here. So I have my notes here. I'm going to write them down so I can give you the best possible feedback. And now what we are going to do, I will be playing this test 2, task 2. Let's listen.
I'm going to talk about a time when I had to make some immediate change in my plans. So it was in the year 2014. My dad was not feeling great. He was hospitalized in northern part of the country. So I used to live in the southern part. So I had to go back to the hospital as soon as I got the news that he has met with a mishap where his thigh got fractured, and it was basically related to a job thing because I had to appear for one job interview. I had to suddenly book my flight ticket. It was really difficult because at the last moment when you go and book a flight ticket, it's expensive and you don't get the seats also. But somehow I was able to book a ticket with a travel agent. And at the end, I reached to the hospital in the time. And it was not okay, as in when I went to the hospital, my father was in ICU. So it was really emotional moment for me. And I didn't feel great about it, but somehow I managed it. I changed my interview plan also, which worked in my favor.
As you can see, this is a very emotional and beautiful story about changing plans to visit his father in the north of the country. He had a job interview, but left all of that just to travel. He booked a flight. It was really hard to book a flight. Of course, as we know, you need to make sure that you have a spot on the airplane. You need to book at least, I don't know, like 3 to 4 months in advance. So the only thing that I see, the introduction was pretty good. The student here explained everything that the student needed to explain, which is why did he had to change the plan, how did everything turn out in the end, and he definitely explained the time when he suddenly had to change the plan. Again, there was an emotional moment for him. I don't know what happened with the interview, I'm sorry, but 1 minute 15. It was 1 minute 15 seconds, so 15 seconds way too long. That's one of the only remarks that I have. So let's continue with task 2, task 3. Sorry, no. Task 2, task 2. Test 2, task 2, part 2. Let's listen to this one.
I'm going to talk about sudden plan, travel change of mine during my early college days. So when I passed my 12th 12th degree, then I had to go for my graduation college admission. So I had a plan to go on a certain date, and I booked my train ticket to go on that particular day. So all of a sudden I got a call from my friend saying that, hey, you have it tomorrow, the last day to take the admission of the college. So I had to change my travel plan immediately to on the same day, and then I did not have any train to go at that point, but at the same time, in the next 1 hour, I had a train to go with the goods train normally. So I literally had to go in that train to, to the city where my college is there. This college is located. So then I reached there the next day morning, and then I went to the college, and then I talked to the principal, and then I went to the office and took all the necessary, I filled all the necessary forms forms to take the admission. And luckily, I was there by time, so that I did not lose the opportunity to get the admission to the college. And yeah, it well turned out a good way, taking the certain decision at the end.
Too long, 2 minutes, right? He should have spoke only 1 minute. Now, the student obviously didn't have any experience with this task two. If he had, he would know that in the task two you need to talk about your personal experience, to describe what happened. I wasn't sure what really happened. He was supposed to go and graduate, but he couldn't. I spoke to the student, by the way. So he explained to me he had to go back to hometown. He wanted to go back to hometown because he thought he was going to have some time. But then again, his friend told him, no, today is the graduation, or today you have to pay the fee or something like that, so you have to go back. So he was like, oh, I took the train and now I have to go take another train. This is what you needed to explain in the first place. Too much hesitation, too much, and then 2 minutes. You're not supposed to speak 2 minutes, only 1 minute. Here's the thing. I send all these materials. For some reason, people are lazy. They don't like to look at the materials. But you have to understand that all these materials that I have collected, all this knowledge is crammed into them. So there is a reason why I send you these materials. Just take a look at them. Our second class, you will find everything, all the mind maps. And I even try to make it more simple to you. So I put like the mind mapping there, so you know what the structure needs to be, and within like what your tonality needs to be, and within which time limit you need to speak, and so on and so forth. So just take a look, just a little bit. If the student did that, he would know that he needs to hesitate less, and he needs to be more clear and more specific on what happened there. But like for first time I was listening, and I know because I spoke to the student, because the student told me what he told. So I re-listened many times, but first time I was confused. I didn't know what happened there. Student time, I see, and then went to, and then I train, and then right. No, you need to work, and you need to practice more. But overall, I appreciate the fact that the student did this. So I don't want to bash, but this is basically, you can see this is what happens when you don't pay attention to the materials I sent. Let's go to test 2, task 3. This is a camping site. People are doing some camping. Let's listen. Test 2, audio file, test 2, task 3.
I would like to describe this picture. It's a campaign site picture in front of me, in which on the right side there is a car, and a woman in the pink dress is putting out something from her car. In the front side of the picture, there are many people who are doing their work together to make this camping successful. On the left side, there is a guy with the red jacket, and he's putting out his shoes. And the back side, there are two persons who are making an orange colored tent for campaigning. In the front side of the picture, there are two persons who are arranging barbecue and firework. Overall, everybody is enjoying and trying.
Up?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said overall,
As you can see, I stopped you because so you have
yes. Overall, everybody is enjoying. What did I
a
say?
better idea on the.
Yeah. Anyways, what I did here is I've noticed that the student explained all these things, and she didn't have enough time, and she said, and the rest are enjoying camping or something like that. What did she say? Just a moment.
Time's
Trying.
up.
Yeah. Overall, everybody is enjoying and.
Yeah, if you don't have time. So you only mentioned the most important parts and the most important things here. So of course you're not going to have enough time to describe everything, and you just wrap it up with, and overall the other people are enjoying the, yeah, that's appropriate. That's totally okay when it comes to task 3 of the speaking test. So no worries. If it wasn't for hesitation, this would be a pretty nice, how to say, recording. But I need to check one more time what kind of transitional words, phrases she was using, and what kind of prepositions of location she was using. So I want to hear this one more time. The introduction should have been better. You need to keep it simple. The picture in front of me is a camping site. In front of me there's a picture of a camping site, and that's it. It should be easy. But let's hear how she started.
I would like to describe this picture.
I would like to describe this picture. Of course you would like to. That's why you're here, right? So you don't have to mention that. Save your time.
It's a campaign site picture in front of me, in which on the right side
it's a camping site picture in front of me. In front of me, what I see is a picture. In front of me, what I see is a picture of a camping site. Yeah.
Car, and a woman in the pink dress is putting out something from her car. In the front side of the picture, there are many people who are doing their work together to make this camping successful.
Setting up tents.
They
are setting up tents. Many people who are doing work around here, right? She wasn't aware of the...
To make this camping successful.
Well, she didn't know that what people were actually doing. So she was lacking words and vocabulary to explain what was happening there. They were setting up tents, right?
On the left side, there is a guy with the red jacket, and he's putting out his shoes. And the back side, there are two persons who are making
There are two people.
Orange colored tent.
Yeah, basically, yeah, she's definitely using transitional phrases and prepositions of location, but this could be better if she used less. If she used less hesitation, had some different kind of explanations, less hesitation. This could be much better. But overall, sorry for shaking this. It feels like an earthquake. Overall, this feels pretty good. This sounds pretty nice. All right, let's move to the next one. This is task 2, task 3. Let's read task 2, task 7. So task 2, task 7 says, do you think all big corporations should donate part of their profits to charity? Explain your reasons. Now this one is 90 seconds, right? I mentioned that many times. This sounds like a task 2 of the writing. So let's listen. Task 2, task 7.
I agree with the point that all big firms should contribute towards charity. Nowadays, all the big companies represent the global workforce. It means they represent a huge amount of employees from different parts of the world. So the moment they will start doing charity activity, so in fact it will improve the morale of the all employees across the globe, and it might help in increase of the employee involvement and their positive attitude towards work, and it can also involve their tax breaking cycle. It will basically help gaining their social benefits, and they will be getting rewarded for all these things. And also, if we consider about the big companies, they go and work in different parts of the world, and thereby increasing and working towards those communities. They will try to boost up their workplace culture, which will again improve the involvement of all the employees, and the company can be regarded as amongst the best company in the world.
1 minute 15 seconds. 15 seconds. That's not enough. So the student needed to speak 15 seconds longer, but with some hesitation, of course. Okay, this needs a little nicer intro. Why?
I agree with the point that all big firms should contribute towards...
Too much hesitation. Yeah, but basically the student here provided some really good explanation on why this student thinks that the bigger companies should give more charity. There are some pretty reasonable and believable and realistic arguments here but if the students fail to provide one more argument, one more reason why he thinks this way, yeah, social benefits, everything is fine. Just time limit. Yeah. We don't have much time left. Let's move to the next one, task 5. So you are a teacher at a local elementary school. You need to plan the trip for the kids. There are 2 choices using the pictures and information. Choose the option that you prefer. Train ride or aquarium explorer. So in a train ride, ride a 100-year-old train, learn about the history and the future of railway transportation, $5 per child. Aquarium explorer, just open your city last month, learn about the creatures and the marine ecosystems, $10 per child, includes lunch. Now you know how this works. Like first minute, you're choosing 2 options, you're not speaking. Then you have additional minute where you are basically writing notes, preparing, and then you have 60 seconds to speak. So overall, 2 minutes of preparation, 1 minute of speaking. Let's play test 10, task 5. Test 10, task 5. Let's listen.
Hi Jan, how are you? I hope you're doing great, and out of those 2 options for the field trip for the kids, I think I have chosen one of them. The chosen option is Aquarium Explorer. I think kids will really love it. You know why? It has just opened in the last month in our city, and everybody's so excited to go there. It's a new adventure for them. I believe it will be a great option. Moreover, you see that kids will be able to learn more about the sea creatures. They will learn more about the marine ecosystems, which is not a usual activity which happens in the city. Furthermore, we have just the $10 per child, which includes the lunch. On the other side, it's a train ride. I know kids may enjoy, but it will be just having on one ride in the train, which is a 100-year-old. They may learn about history and future of the railway, and $5 is a ticket for that. But in my opinion, aquarium will give more exploring options of different fishes and different creatures, sea creatures, which will be more better for them. Thanks.
Which will be more better for them. Thanks. Well, you don't end up like this. First of all, it was too long. It was 1 minute 9 seconds. It should be only 1 minute long. You end up, listen, I hope you're going to go with I hope you're going to accept my suggestions or go with my option. Bye. Right? And when you start, the students started pretty dry. Let me explain you why.
Hi Jan, how are you? I hope you're doing great, and out of those 2 options.
Hi, I hope you're doing great. And out of those 2 options, no, you don't start like this. It's too dry. You start like, hi Jenny, how are you? Listen, I heard that you're planning a field trip to the kids, and I know that you're going to the other option, but let me help you. I think my option is pretty good. Let me explain you why. Something like that, right? You don't just go straight to explaining these options. The good thing about this one is that it's believable. It has a cheerful tone, so it's kind of suggesting, it's more persuading, which it should be at the task 5. The student really compared these 2 options, train ride and aquarium explorer, in a very nice way, because the student was using connectors like moreover, furthermore, on the other side, right? So he didn't just like, mine has this, your has that. Mine has this, your has that. Your has those things, mine has these things, right? So instead of doing that, you're moreover, furthermore, additionally on the other side, right? So that's why it sounded pretty nice. Unfortunately, it wasn't within the time limit, 1 minute 9 seconds, but that's fine. As long as you understand what you're supposed to do here, this is pretty good. All right, let's move on. Sorry. So I think we have just enough time. Task 10, task 6. So you're taking a college course and have a group project due next week. One of your group members, Andy, has not completed his part of the project because he has been busy at work. He wants to ask for an extension. The instructor, Mr. Pratt, said that she would only give extensions for special situations. So you choose to either talk to Andy and explain why he must complete the work, or talk to Mrs. Pratt again. Explain why your group should get an extension. Let's play. Test 10, task 6. Just a second. Test 10, task 6.
how are you? I just came to know that you are not able to complete a part of your project because you have been busy in other work and asking for extension. I am sorry. Unfortunately, I don't think we will get an extension because Mr. Pat, he would only provide extension in special situations. And you being busy in other work, not able to complete the project, this doesn't serve the purpose. I don't think we will get an extension to it. Furthermore, if you are not able to complete the project, the whole project goes down. I think you should spend some time out of it, manage your time, and get this particular project work completed. Unless you do this complete, we won't be able to submit our project, and that is going to eventually impact us overall in the score for everyone in this group. So I really request you to please complete your work so that we can submit this project on time.
Yeah, 4 seconds left, right? And the last 4 seconds, the student stopped talking. I like the tone. The introduction was really nice. Overall, it was really apologetic, so the student understands the overall tone that he should use at this point. I'm not sure if he provided any suggestion or any solution on how to deal with this problem. There is too much phrasing here, right? You're repeating what the task says here, so you're basically reading what the task says here. You need to rephrase it a little bit, or at least not to copy it too much, right? So it's kind of obvious. And overall, I like the tone, but there was too much repeating from the task. I would say that the time limit wasn't perfect. You had 4 seconds left, and basically you need to watch on these kind of things. Now, let me see if we have a little bit more time. Yeah, test 10, task 7, question. Do you think all Canadian citizens over 18 years old must be required to vote in government elections? Explain your reasons. I will play this, task 10, task 7, then I will give my feedback, and then I will share with you that important information that I promised at the beginning of the class. So first, let's listen task 10, task 7.
In my opinion, all Canadian citizens over 18 years old must not be allowed to do the voting for the government elections. It should be based upon the kind of the knowledge they hold. I think they should conduct some kind of questions. If they're able to clear those questions, should be able to put the vote in front of the government elections. But why I'm saying it, the reason is because many of the voters who just go and do the voting based on their, just following somebody and just go and vote somebody whom they don't even know, whom they have not researched about. They have no clue what kind of good things or good work he has done or she has done. And if that person gets elected, comes to the seat, we don't know how he's going to behave. So it's better that we should have some questionnaires. If the person has those knowledge for those questions, then it means he holds that information. He can make a better choice for the government elections.
The problem with this one here is that the student was only speaking 1 minute, and he provided only one reason for his choice. He said students would, first he said, let me remind one more time.
In my opinion, all Canadian citizens over 18 years old must not be allowed.
All must not be allowed. So they first need to write the questionnaire, fill in the questionnaire before voting. That's a pretty good, to show if they are able to vote in the first place. Voting following someone, most people vote following someone with no clue or research done before. And now that's the only one reason. You need to provide me with 2 or 3 reasons with elaboration and with supporting argument. Yeah. But listen, again, the biggest issue here, as we can see in the speaking tests, is not respecting the time limitation. I think this is the biggest problem. The second problem is not having an appropriate tone. Either you sound too robotic, or you have not appropriate tone. For example, instead of apologizing, you're talking like it's normal. Yeah, listen, I'm not going to do anything like task 6. Yeah, I'm not going to help you, but you know, it's blah, blah, blah. Everything is nice. And I'm sorry, but yeah, and there is no solution, right? So the other problem is doing too much hesitation and making too much pauses. So these are your biggest issues. To fix this, you need to record yourself. And as I promised, guys, I have a special offer for you. Okay, this is a limited offer because by the time you're watching this video, I'm not sure if this special offer is still going to work. But HZAD Education, including myself, I would like to offer you free trial where you will have one-on-one class where it doesn't matter which teacher, it can be me, it can be any other teacher in this HZAD company. Basically, we will have one-on-one trial class with you where we are going to do a little bit of exercise, writing and speaking, where we will give you your personal feedback on what your actual Celpip score is, what are your weak points, what are your strong points, what could be your overall level, Celpip level, and what can you do, and how many classes, personal classes you need or individual classes you need so you can improve yourself and you can be ready to achieve your desired mark, whether it's 7, 8, 9 or 10 or whatever. Like we always push our students to perform better and to achieve higher marks, not only like 7, 8 or 9. 9 is, by the way, the hardest to get. So we make an estimation on how many individual classes you need. And this is what we do in the trial class. Trial class is around 40 minutes. It's free of charge. Remember this, it's free of charge. So write at info@hzadeducation.com and reserve your free trial class where we will give you your personal feedback and estimation of your current Celpip level, where we are also going to give our estimation on how many personal and individual classes you need so you can achieve your desired score. Yeah, so this is it for now. Listen guys, good luck. Break a leg. Actually, I'm not going to say good luck, I'm going to say the good old break a leg. It was really a pleasure to do these classes for you. I believe in yourself. Having a right and healthy attitude is really important for you. Remember, before you perform, even for writing and for speaking classes, put your shoulders back, chin up. 5 minutes before the class, smile and do your delivery from the stomach, not from here, from the throat, right? Practice a lot. Read 10 minutes before you go to sleep. Listen to the audiobooks, watch documentaries, Google, as I said, Google prepositions, tenses, grammar, and basically, yeah, this is it for now. It was really a pleasure. Take care, guys. Break a leg, and see you soon. Bye.